All right, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the game that Dak Prescott had. It was a very fascinating game, I thought. There were some absolute issues in this one, of course, and we're going to start off with the play you see on the screen is going to be one of the, two interceptions that kind of really allowed the Giants to hang around this game for maybe longer than they otherwise should have because, Dallas did definitely look like the better team in this one. But, hey, winning the turnover battle is a great way to maybe make a game closer than it should be. And the reality is, usually if you lose a turnover battle, that's the way you can lose football games that maybe you should win. So it was looking a little bit scary for Dallas early on. But this was the first one. This one it's a bad play, I guess, by Prescott. It's not a great one, but these are always weird plays. They're always difficult plays to pull off where it's going to be an out route on the outside. Dak Prescott is going to take the ball and he's going to take the snap onto hash marks towards the bottom of the screen. Out routes going towards the top of the screen. So these are always tough plays, especially with a corner here who could be sitting on the route. Like you see right when this play begins, Prescott takes the snap and he looks in that direction and fires in that direction. And it really feels like if the corner jumps this route, he's getting the interception. It really does feel like that's what has to happen. Kind of a lack of creativity with the route ran there, I would say. I think you could have done more to get the corner out of position by Michael Gallup. I didn't love that personally. As you see, was a good play by Williams. He gets the grab, gets the interception there, so you got to give him credit. Kind of a weird play as a whole. I don't know how much blame I put on Prescott. At the end of the day, you threw the ball to the other team. You deserve some blame. But kind of a weird play more than anything. A difficult play to execute. I honestly don't love those plays in general. Although, again, there's no easy play. There's no risk-free play in the NFL. So you got to do what you can to get the ball down the field. It's a tough one. A play like this, I'm actually going to kind of defend a little bit. It's a 3rd down and 15. So you're on the outside of field goal range, right? I mean, if you do make a field goal attempt from here, it's a tough one, but you are in a dome, so you have a chance to make it. But still, let's try to avoid that situation if we can. In a perfect scenario, you can convert this 3rd and 15 and maybe get 7 points on the board. That's what this play is trying to do, where it is CeeDee Lamb, he's the guy on this play, running a route over the middle, and you can see how it could work. There's 2 safeties deep, but you can kind of get underneath and in between them just past the 1st down marker. If he can win his one-on-one matchup, it could work out. Watch as Prescott takes the snap. I would actually say this play is working at this point. Now, you see that there isn't much separation. There's actually contact being made, but the defensive player for the Giants has his back turned towards the quarterback. He cannot play the ball right here. He had to turn and run to keep up with Lamb. So in this spot, this is, I think, a good throw. Kind of make it a 50-50 ball, but the exception is your receiver can play the ball, their defensive player cannot. So I actually like this decision from Prescott to make this throw. Now, this throw is a bit low. It ends up getting tipped up and intercepted. It's not low in a sense that, it's low because you wanted to make your receiver have to go up to make the grab. That's where you wanted to put that ball. So it's low, not in a traditional sense. It's low in comparison to where he should have thrown the ball, but not massively so. This should have been, realistically, 9 out of 10 times, this is going to be a catch. Want to call good defense or whatever. To me, these are good defensive plays. I do think that we oftentimes only focus on the offense and what they did poorly. Sometimes it's just defense playing good, and that's kind of what happened here. So you got to maybe tip your cap a little bit to the Giants on those couple of plays. And I did think that Dallas really played great from, outside of those 2 plays. You had stuff like this. It's going to be, you see the concept on the screen, zone coverage that the Cowboys are going up against, and you have a concept that can work to get CeeDee Lamb a one-on-one matchup. That seems to be what Dallas is trying to do a bunch of, because they say, hey, this guy is a star in the making. Let's give him as many one-on-ones as we possibly can, and this is a good concept to do that, where you have your tight end who's going to draw attention over the middle. Lamb can then kind of go on the outside and potentially get open there. And watch as this play begins. It's going to be executed really well. I mean, you're going to see that CeeDee Lamb here, a little blurry. Sorry, this is the best still frame I could find with the least amount of blur there. But you do definitely see that he is, winning significantly. Lamb is able to make the grab. He's able to get the ball inside the 10-yard line right there. So, again, just really good stuff from CeeDee Lamb to be able to pull that stuff off, but it's also good play design by the Dallas Cowboys of isolating Lamb and giving him opportunities to have these one-on-one matchups. We also saw some good tight end play in this one for Dallas, some very good tight end play at times. I mean, you saw several touchdowns by Dalton Schultz in this game. You also saw Jake Ferguson have some nice catches in this one. Here's a Dalton Schultz touchdown where it's going to be a one-on-one matchup. And the reality is, if you can win one-on-one matchups on the outside, you're going to do well in most football games. And Dallas, there's been a bit of times when they haven't been able to do that offensively. They've done that defensively pretty much all season, but offensively, there has been some times where teams have been able to play well, but in this game, they've done a very good job. And the reality is this season, they've done a very good job. Maybe not perfect, but very good. And this is going to be another example where it's going to be Schultz with a one-on-one matchup on the outside. Watch how Prescott takes a snap. He's going to look down the field. He's going to fire down the field. And you see just that little bit of outside leverage. This is going to have to be a relatively difficult throw, but Prescott is doing the smart thing here of not throwing it to where it's the easiest for Schultz to make the grab. He's going to put it up a little bit. Make Schultz have to make a little bit of a more difficult catch, not a massively more difficult one. Watch how he puts it up there, and Schultz is able to make the grab and get into the end zone for a touchdown right there. Really a good throw from Prescott, exactly where he wanted to, and just, it was, really uncoverable. I mean, part of that is just a size difference that obviously comes into play, but also Schultz was able to move very quickly. So Schultz, I think a very underrated player, and shows why on a play like that. And also, we got to talk about this play, maybe the play of the game, a very fun one, which is set up with, again, good play design. So this is going to get the ball to Jake Ferguson. That's the way this play is designed to work, where you have a play action tight end running over the middle. These can be deadly against zone coverage. Watch what happens here. So Prescott takes a snap, but if you watch Ferguson, nobody is picking him up. And that's just what's difficult is when you run these play actions, guys get out of position, linebackers get out of position, and when they try to get back, they sometimes won't pick up every single eligible receiver, especially when you have eligible receivers starting off on one side of the field and going to the other side of the field because, pre-snap, if you're a defensive player, you're thinking, okay, there's, either 2 guys or 3 guys or 4 guys on my side of the field, but however many there is, let's say there's 2, you say, okay, well, those are the guys I'm paying attention to. If a third guy then goes into your side of the field, you're not as prepared for that, especially if you didn't quite read it right away because you thought there was a running play happening. So when Prescott continues to roll out, he's going to fire it to Ferguson, who's able to get just wide open there. And then, of course, the highlight reel part of this play, all that stuff is still well and good. All the stuff we talked about so far are well and good, but this is just fun. Watch Ferguson hurdle over a defensive back. It's insane. These NFL athletes, they're absolutely insane the way they can do some of this stuff. I don't know how they do it. It's baffling. I mean, this guy is 6'5", 240, and can still go up and hurdle other grown men. Just absolutely remarkable. And he's just some guy. Like, people don't talk about, Jake Ferguson. I mean, he's been a solid tight end for them, but it's not like he's this superstar athlete that you hear about. So the fact that he's just, a guy in the NFL, baffling. But hey, he's played well this season, though. Yeah, I got to give him some credit. The Dallas Cowboys have played well this season. I know it wasn't the ideal game, but I think if you take out those 2 turnovers, it probably is the ideal game for them. They looked very good, and they were able to get a big division win against the Giants, who are now 7-4. So good stuff by the Cowboys. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.